everyone, it is Deafening Silence here with another video, and it's one that's been a long time coming for me that I've wanted to do on the channel, and that is vinyl record ASMR. This is going to be just a collection video detailing my little humble startup I kind of have. A lot of it's going to be probably stuff that most people don't know. But I do have a couple of heavy hitters towards the end if you stick around for the video, or just go to the timestamps in the bottom. I'll have them link into everything. So vinyl records have been really rising in popularity again, mostly due to nostalgia. But there is a lot of audiophiles out there that are realizing that vinyl records actually have the best audio quality that's out there right now. Basically, there's a wider range of frequencies that can be heard on a vinyl record, so you can get better lows, better highs, and it sounds a lot better than, say, an MP3 and even CDs, which actually CDs sound even better than MP3s. So, but they're cool conversation pieces, and a record up on a good sound system, man, it's always awesome to play them. And what would a good record collection be without some of the classics from back when records were a thing? Starting with Bing Crosby. I got this for Christmas. Bing Crosby, of course, one of the big crooners of the big band slash jazz era. Of course, there was him, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and I don't have any Dean Martin, sadly. I do have Sinatra on a couple of the collections that you'll see here, but I don't have anything specifically from him, which I need to do something about that. But this has a couple of interesting pieces, like Puff the Magic Dragon, which we've also got Ding Dong, The Witch is Dead, which is, of course, from The Wizard of Oz. And, yeah, a lot of interesting ones in here. But, yeah, of course, Bing Crosby is also known for some good Christmas albums, too. Some good Christmas music. So next up, we got another one that I got for Christmas. Haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but this is the big band era. Now, a lot of these I'm not going to be able to talk much about because, as hard as it is to believe looking at me, I wasn't born in the 40s. Didn't live in the 40s. So I don't know a lot about some of these. I know some of the names, though, from my grandma. And also I know some of the names because I do like the 1940s when it comes to dress style, you know, cars. The style of the music, you know, is about musical instruments and singing. Not going to get into a whole thing about that, but believe it or not, my favorite genre is metal. But like the ads, even from back then, just seemed really like classy with flavor. Radio shows like Dean and Jerry, Abbott and Costello, Three Stooges, and of course some of that goes into 50s and 60s. But even though I can't probably tell you about all these people, I do like this style of music. But some of the names for sure that you'll probably know is like Tommy Dorsey, if you're into that kind of music. Artie Shaw, Glenn Miller. Looking on the back here, they mentioned that Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich is in here. Amazing drummers. No Ed Shaughnessy. I believe he's a little bit later as far as like drummers that were in these big bands. But yeah, hoping to pop this thing in and listen to it real soon. Songs that are on here, off the top of my head, there's only a couple I really know by title, if I saw them. But sadly, this one is in mono, not stereo. But that's not the case for all of these. This one here, electronically re-recorded to simulate stereo. Big band's greatest hits. We've got Glenn Miller again on here with I Got Rhythm. And then there's Gene Krupa, Drum Boogie. And Lawrence Welk, he would end up having a show later down the road. His own show. Duke Ellington, he's a name that shows up a lot from back then too. The Modernaires, Benny Goodman. I don't know if I've listened to this one yet. There's actually a fair amount of this collection I haven't listened to yet, but so this is one that I have listened to, the swing era, 1940, 1941. I accidentally bought 2 copies of these, and I know that I have listened to this because the second part of this is missing somewhere. But yeah, this one has like Lonesome Road in it, part 1 and 2. Tommy Dorsey, again, big name. You'll see him a few times. There's Glenn Miller again. And yeah, a lot of the same names popping up. And they have like multiples of these collections. Like this is 1940 and 1941. And then we got 41 to 42. A lot of these were recorded live, on the spot. These were great musicians, so they, practiced off screen and then they went on screen or on stage and recorded these. And that's why a lot of these songs got out really fast. They'd record them and then release them as is, instead of just the traditional studio album recording style. No Tommy Dorsey. Oh, there is a couple of Tommy Dorseys on here, but Perdido, that's a popular song from back then. You're going to see that pop up again on another album. And then we got Glenn Miller again, Duke Ellington, usual heavy suspects. And as far as the big band albums that I have listened to so far, this one was actually probably my favorite. And it is, the greatest recordings of the big band era. This. Tommy Dorsey. Big name, big orchestra. This one is the one that has some Frank Sinatra on it. A song with him and the Pied Pipers called I'll Never Smile Again. And then we got also Frank Sinatra on a song called This Song Is You. And Frank Sinatra was in my wedding, not the person. But yeah, his song, It Had to Be You. That was the song that my wife walked down to. So, you want to talk about pressure. So I mentioned Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich. And I have the original drum battle. And thankfully this one is in stereo. But Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich. Buddy Rich is the master. I mean, I consider him the at least greatest drummer pre 2000s or I don't know what kind of classification it would be, but yeah, he's kind of the one that started it for like drummers being really known on screen. I got onto him knowledge-wise through watching on YouTube. It was either Johnny Carson or Letterman. I can't remember. I feel like it's Carson, but yeah, it was Buddy Rich and Ed Shaughnessy, and it was just like them going back and forth trading licks, drum licks, and then it eventually culminated with them merging into like the big band orchestra or whatever that was on stage. And but this is Buddy Rich and Gene Krupa, two other big names from back then. And as you can see, they kind of had like a more, it's called the traditional style, where they hold one drumstick underhanded and they don't play crisscross. They play open-handed, which is what a lot of left-handed style drummers like myself do. And yeah, I mean, it was a big thing back then for drummers to be in like an orchestra, big band or whatever, and they just are doing a number and they just stop. Can't really do a super quiet click right now, but they just stop, and like the drummer will take like 3-4 minutes to do like this big drum solo. And very cool. Yeah, I'm giving the drummer some love. And then that's it for like the big band type stuff. Here we have just some like various guitar centered records. The first one here is Christmas with Chet Atkins. Chet Atkins was a very talented picker on the guitar back then, and he could do a lot of like, how to describe it, like dual patterns. Like he could kind of do like a melody and then like a lead at the same time. And one of my favorite guitarists ever, Tommy Emmanuel, he really took this style and perfected it. If you go listen to him on YouTube, he's incredible. And he used his music for my wedding reception. But it's just guitar. It's just creating like this beautiful story with guitar and acoustic, not electric. Although Tommy Emmanuel does do electric from time to time, but Chet Atkins is where he got his inspiration from, and they eventually worked together a little bit. But this has, you know, some of the biggest ones like Jingle Bell Rock, of course. And then we got Winter Wonderland, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Deck the Halls, Silent Night, Little Drummer Boy. So a lot of the big ones on there, thankfully in stereo. Now I know a little bit about like Spanish style guitar players. Al Di Meola is one that I really like. This one I didn't know any of them, Italian guitars. I got it. I was like trying to build my record collection a little, you know, from the beginning after I got my player. And I was just trying to look for stuff to fill it out, and I saw this, and I just thought of like sitting at like a nice restaurant in Italy and hearing music, you know, off to the side while you're enjoying something very nice. And that is what's on here. A lot of the songs are in Italian. I couldn't tell you which one really stuck out to me, but it does sound nice. I do like them. And yeah, if you recognize these names, bravo, you should go on Jeopardy. And then the last of like the guitar stuff is Greatest Western Hits. Yeah, by Ray Price, Carl Smith, and Lefty Frizzell. Yeah, we've got If You've Got the Money, I've Got the Time. I know that one. And then I don't know if I really recognize many of these others on here. I don't know if I really recognize any of these others except that one, but I think someone mentioned Ray Price whenever I was looking at this, and so I got it. But it does say here that yeah, Ray Price was like a country music artist of the year back in the 50s, it says here on the back. And so Columbia Records, Volume 1. Yeah. This is one that I've not popped in and listened to yet. I've actually got figures on my record player. I need to get that cleaned off so I can listen to them again. But yeah, that was just an attempt to try and get more variety into the mix. So yeah, speaking of variety, that was what this was about as well. Maynard Ferguson, New Vintage. I kind of got it because my wife likes Kenny G, and so I was like, yeah, even though it's not Kenny G, like, you know, horns, you know, because there's like a whole band here. It's not just one person. But I don't recognize these songs, but one of them on here is Maria from the West Side Story. So, yeah, trying to get a mix here. It stinks because, you know, a lot of these artists on these records I'm looking for are just way back when, so I don't know them. So it's like I'm going to have to get, you know, some of the big ones and probably buy them online because it can be hard to find them. And then probably stick to newer artists. You know, a lot of, because vinyl's become so big, you know, newer artists, current artists are releasing their stuff on vinyl. Seven Dust, my favorite band, their new album Blood and Stone they came out with, it was part of the pre-order bundles that you could get it in vinyl, and I'm hoping to get that. But after I get some of the big names on records, I'll probably stick to just new stuff because I just don't know music from way back when, and I don't listen to a lot of it. I don't listen to 80s really, outside of a little Journey. I don't like a lot of 80s rock. I really don't. That surprises a lot of people because I'm into metal, but the bands like Metallica, AC/DC, they're annoying to listen to me. They don't sound good. And the recordings themselves are kind of a mess. But I don't know, something about Les Paul guitar and a Marshall amp, it sounds whiny. It's just very unpleasant to listen to. So, anywho, time for some of the heavy hitters that I was talking about. I love soundtracks. Who doesn't love soundtracks? This is kind of like my, let's call it the John Williams trifecta. Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. You got a story by George Lucas. You got it directed by Steven Spielberg. You've got John Williams and the London Symphony Orchestra, you know, on it. That's kind of like, that's the superstar lineup, right? That's as good as it gets. So I haven't seen much of Indiana Jones, but when it comes to potentially listening to John Williams, I don't need a reason to know. I don't need to have seen the material. John Williams is going to sound good. And old Harrison looking good there. But this has 9 tracks on it. We got Raiders of the Lost Ark, Flight from Peru, the Map Room, Dawn, The Basket Game, The Well of the Souls, Desert Chase, Marion's Theme, The Miracle of the Ark, and The Raiders March. Somewhere down the road I'll probably get all of John Williams' stuff. He probably sends some really nice Christmas cards to George Lucas every year too, for, you know, the career he's had. But yeah, and I should mention Lawrence Kasdan on screenplay too. That's pretty good. Now, I mentioned the John Williams trifecta. Some people probably perked up at that, and with good reason. Star Wars. This stuff is a real treat to listen to on vinyl. Yeah, I need to get the prequels. Obviously, they're not cheap, but I got to get at least episode 1 because Duel of the Fates is my favorite Star Wars song. But and it was made for metal. Like on my main channel, I wanted to do a metal cover of it, and I never got around to it. But started it up at least. But this album has the Imperial March. It's got the main theme, of course. Hyperspace, which actually I like that one a lot. I had that on my Spotify for a while. The Asteroid Field, Han Solo and the Princess. Yeah. Let's see here. Got some good pictures in it. But the one that started it off for me was the original. And yeah, this says 1977, so this is the original. And of course, it doesn't have A New Hope listed anywhere on there, which the Star Wars franchise didn't have it listed as A New Hope until they confirmed that they were going to be going forward with episodes 5 and 6, because they weren't even sure if it was going to happen. Episode 4 was rejected by a lot of people, and it was a B-movie project at the time, and so they just called it Star Wars, and it did amazing, and so, you know, they kept it. It, of course, became 2 more movies, and that's where A New Hope came in. But this one has the main theme as well, but it also has the Cantina song, which I love that one. I love listening to that on here. But got some more artwork inside for you. That skeleton was still out there when they went and filmed again for the prequels. But yeah, I want to get at least episodes 1 through 6. Still waiting for the sequels to be made and be put out. I don't know. Those movies have been taking forever to get put out. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, at least we have episodes 1 through 6, and then we have The Mandalorian. That's a pretty good show. And actually, I would love some of the music on that to be put on vinyl. All right, so we got the soundtrack stuff done. I've got the big names here for you. Again, not much, but let's start with The King of Rock. Another Christmas album. Blue Christmas, I'll Be Home for Christmas, Silent Night. Elvis is somebody that people should have in their collection. Again, I'm ignorant, so I don't know what like the big hits, like as far as records go, that I need to get. But saw this, it was cheap, and wanted to pick it up. Wanted some Christmas stuff. Wanted to play it around Christmas time, and then I never did. But we got that, which sadly it's in mono, but yeah. Gonna be getting more Elvis stuff in the collection. But then Elvis Golden Records, and this has a lot of the great hits in it. Stereo effect, reprocessed from mono. But we've got Hound Dog, All Shook Up, Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, a lot of big names here, a lot of big hits. So listen to it; it sounds good. Of course, Hound Dog's my favorite. There's a restaurant in Arlington, Texas, called Candlelight Inn, and it's where the guys from Pantera used to eat a lot. But I loved going in there because you could, at the booths, you could put in no coins and play songs, and I would always play Hound Dog. So, good memories. And then the big boy, the last of the records for today, and yeah. This is the one that everybody needs in their collection, for sure. It was Tingle Bell ASMR. I was watching her vinyl record video, and she was saying, everybody has this, and you should. It's the biggest album of all time, literally. It's still the most sold album of all time. It had 8 Grammy Awards, produced by the legendary Quincy Jones, and there's a lot of lore behind it. It originally was almost not called Thriller. It was either Thriller or Billie Jean. It was mixed 91 times, which, for people who don't know what that is, mixing is basically fixing the song and its levels and stuff and getting it down to, you know, a final product. They had 91 different versions, and then they originally just went with the mix number 2 as the final product. Vincent Price is on here. Paul McCartney's on here. Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean. That's the best 1, 2, 3 punch you're ever going to see from an artist. Crazy. And then, you know, a lot of these other songs are really good too. This is the quintessential album. I mean, and it sounds good, of course, on record. And it was the King of Pop. I had the King of Rock. Here's the King of Pop. So, yeah, the album's title was almost called Midnight Man. And then it said that arranger Rod Temperton was told by Quincy Jones to come up with an album title, and he was going with that, and then Thriller just hit him at some point. And then I want to make sure I had it right, but it was Billie Jean that was mixed 91 times. 91 final versions of a song. I thought I was bad because I'd mixed down a song like 5 or 6 times, but that's crazy. And then Beat It was inspired by My Sharona. So, anyway, we've come to the end of this video, and yeah, I love music. I love vinyl records. I would encourage people, if you have the money, to invest in it. Like record players, the really, really nice ones, of course, are super expensive, but you can get just, you know, one of these current, like, Pioneer, sort of like DJ players that have a record player on it, you know, with a needle. You can get those. And then, of course, records are not cheap. They can go $20 to $30. But some of the older artists like this, or some of the ones I saw, you can get at a antique mall for $5, $10, assuming you know where to look and what you're looking for and quality and all that. But yeah, if this is something that people like, I may make another vinyl record collection down the road. Maybe I'll make like a top 5 or something like that. But love records. It's such a cool thing to collect, and of course music is awesome in any shape or form. So, like I said, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you on the next video down the road. This is Deafening Silence. Bye for now.